The vast majority of people have no specific knowledge about how forces work. They simply accept that they do work and act upon the results they obtain. Researchers and scientists in various fields then dig deeper to try to discover what these forces are, their mode of operation, and whether and to what extent they can be harnessed or at least predicted. With respect to physical forces, various laws have been promulgated by scientists and tested numerous times to determine whether they are universal or only operative within a certain set of conditions. The laws of motion, the law of gravity, and other physical forces are now fairly well accepted. We also accept the energetic action of the electromagnetic spectrum. We have begun to understand the forces of cosmic radiation and the influence the sun has to create life on Earth. As we shift our gaze to the vital realms, we can see the action of plants to convert the sun's energy into life energy and support the development and sustenance of the physical forms. We can identify the presence of the life force animating the body, the conversion of material substance into energy to operate the body. All of these forces are unseen on the gross physical level, only their effects are observed. We then move to the mental level. It is harder for people to trace the influence of mental forces, yet over time, psychologists and others who work in the field of the mind have been able to identify forces at work to shape the mental atmosphere or framework within which individuals are able to utilize and benefit from the application of mental forces. We can see the thread of influence from generation to generation in the fields of art, music, literature, and in other creative forms that evolve through time. We can also experience the force of willpower. Some individuals are able to feel the mental atmosphere that pervades an area. It is thus no longer mysterious that each aspect of our being has hidden forces that operate at that level and which, although unseen, can be determined by their effect. The same is true of psychic and spiritual forces, although humanity has not yet fully explored and understood the operation of forces at this level. It must be noted that all of these forces operate not just in and on human beings, but are actually operative on their own plane, in their own domain, and we experience them to the extent that we intersect with and interact with those domains or planes. We can take the statement of physical scientists who have indicated that matter is actually highly condensed energy to recognize that physical matter is the gross form of a more subtle force. And in recent times, scientists have begun to recognize what the sages of the Vedas already realized some thousands of years ago, that energy is actually a more gross form of consciousness, Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. There is much to explore and a very fertile field of inquiry into the nature of the forces that actually influence us in our external lives and in our inner growth and development on the physical, vital, mental, psychic, and spiritual planes of existence. Dr. Dalal observes, quote, according to those who can see behind the external appearances of things, mystics, yogis, occultists, and the like, the key to such mystery behind the internal as well as external events and vicissitudes of our lives consists in the fact that all life is a play of hidden forces. We live and move in a world of forces of which we are almost totally unaware. In a sense, all forces are secret because, as Sri Aurobindo points out, all forces, whether physical or non-physical, are invisible. However, physical forces such as electricity and magnetism, though invisible, are no longer a total secret to the civilized man as they were to the primitive, for science has discovered something of their nature through their outward manifestations and has therefore been able to harness them. Some of the psychological forces, too, such as those attributed to the unconscious, which were a secret to modern man before the discoveries of Freud and Jung, are now known to us to some extent, enabling us to formulate plausible, though tentative, hypotheses for the explanation of erstwhile mysterious phenomena such as those of hypnotism, hysteria, clairvoyance, etc. But from the viewpoint of what has been stated in this book regarding the host of forces that operate in the world, we still know little about the secret dynamics of life. End quote. Reference: Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, The Hidden Forces of Life, Preface, pages Roman 8 to Roman 9.